Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 12 of the 2020 Hayes Larks season. This is a matchup between your Larks and the Boulder Collegians. Leading off for Hayes will be the center fielder from France, Leo Geminian. Takes a off-speed pitch outside 1-0. Larks coming to this one 7-4 on the season. They're on a one-game winning streak. They're 1.5 games back from Denver for the Rocky Mountain Baseball League lead. 2 pitches, 2 outside to Leo Geminian. Two and one on the center fielder. Due up for the Larks is Grant Lung, Wyatt Divis, and Corbin Truslow. Leo on the season has an OBP of 383. He's back at the top of the lineup leading off, and he takes back-to-back strike calls. 2-2 on the mound for the Collegians. It's Terry Strauber. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dominion fouls one off, protecting the dish. We'll stay at 2-2. Leader Leo has drawn 7 walks as a leadoff hitter, has scored 9 times and driven in 2. This is his 12th game, 12th start, and he will stay alive. Full count now to the center fielder. First pitch was clocking in at 7:03 p.m. Central Time. Schauber goes from the windup, and Geminian will have a walk to start out the game. Runner on first with nobody out now to Grant Lung, the second baseman from the University of Sioux Falls. Geminian just picked up his 8th walk of the season. That's knotted up for second on the team. Grant Lung to the dish now. Yesterday he was a leadoff hitter, went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. This one almost takes his helmet off. He ducks out of the way, 1-0. No real breeze here in Boulder. Check over at Geminian, not in time. For the Collegians defensively, it's Arrivo in left, Dincola in center, Roybal in right, Nolte at first, Mata at second, Lebo at shortstop, Sorensen at third base, and Blankenship behind the dish. 2-0 on the Cougar. Check over at Geminian from Strauber the second time. He's back in safely. I apologize to all our viewers for kind of an awkward view, but I got moved twice, was up in the press box, was told to move down here, moved down, got a good view, and was told to move again.
Through the miracle of the internet, we have found
2 and 1.
Number 2 is Grant Lung from the University of Sioux Falls, infielder.
2 balls, 1 strikes. Runner on first with nobody out in the top of the first. Inside, it's a hitter's count.
Leo Geminian from Clarendon College, leadoff man.
Boulder on a 5-game losing streak. They're also 1.5 games back against the Cougars. They're 12-9 according to league lineup. Grant sends this one into right center field. Getting under it will be Dincola. Leo Geminian will head back to first base as Lung moves to 0-1. No score, 1 out, runner on first in the top of the first. Now to Wyatt Divis, the DH. Divis yesterday, 2 hits and 2 at-bats. Scored 3 times, drove in 2, and had 3 walks. Check over at Leo again. Has a lot of speed on the base paths. Hasn't used it yet in this game. Leo has stolen 4 bases. He heads to second for number 5, and he's in sliding head first by about a second. Throw took a hop on the way there. Had it been a line drive throw, maybe there could have been a contest, but Leo advances to scoring position. He now holds the team lead for stolen bases. One-0 count on Wyatt Divis, the DH from the University of Texas at Arlington. 1-0 becomes 1-1 on a fastball over the plate. Strawber looks in, gets a sign from Blankenship. He'll go from the stretch, and the southpaw delivers to Divis outside of the plate at the knees for a called strike. 1-2. On deck is Corbin Truslow. In the hole is Palmer Hutchison for your Larks. Jeminian takes a couple steps off second base. And Strawber gets set. Shortstop Lebo moves to keep Jeminian in check. But Divis will pop this one over the left side at the Collegians dugout, and it's off the roof of it. We'll stay at 1-2 for pitch number 5 of the AB. Due up for the Collegians in the bottom of the inning will be Roybal, Mata, and Arrivo. Southpaw will get set, goes from the stretch. Jeminian gets his lead. Divis fouls it back at the net. 1-2 for pitch number 6. One away in the top of the first. Jeminian in scoring position at second base. Strawber on the season, making his 6th appearance. He's pitched 20 innings. This is his 5th start. Has an ERA of .9 and a whip of 1.5. The Larks will look to increase those numbers, and this one is off the dish. Blankenship blocks it, keeps the speedy center fielder at second base. Divis is now has a count of 2-2. Strawber on the rubber has allowed just 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 25 walks, 34 strikeouts. And on pitch number 7 of the AB, it misses the zone. Divis works his way into a full count. Strawber looks in at Blankenship, gets the first signal he likes. Takes a long look at Jeminian, and we'll get the payoff pitch to Divis inside, and he did not go on the check swing. 2 base runners, both on walks. Divis worked the count on that one. Patient hitter and a smart hitter and a great hitter. There's 2 on with 1 away. Divis just picked up his 12th walk of the season. He holds a team lead. The guy in second place is Grant Lung and Sean Cooper, both with 8. Jeminian on second, Divis at first, Truslow at the plate. He swings at his first pitch, fouls it up and back, 0-1.
Number 29, Corbin Truslow from Fort Hays State.
No balls, 1 strike. Truslow gets back in the left-hander's batter's box. 3rd straight lefty for the Larks at the plate. Takes an off speed at the waist over the outside part of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Truslow down the count, but I don't think it's really affected him much this season. He's been having a great year, batting .395. He's had a lot of 2-strike counts, but he's only struck out 5 times. He has a slugging percentage and an OBP, both at .500 flat. Protects the plate, is late on the swing, sends it opposite field out of play. Larks fouling off Strawber's pitches, working his pitch count here in the first. On deck for the Larks is Palmer Hutchison. In the hole, Cameron Pearson. Strawber looks at Jeminian and is above the letters to Truslow, 1-2. One balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 2 on in the top of the first. No score. Strawber delivers to Truslow, who waits on it just a little bit early and hits it over to the right side to the Larks dugout. He waited a while on it. It was a slow pitch, but still was early on the off speed. Did a nice job, though, of pulling his hands in and hitting the inside delivery. We get another 1-2 pitch from Strauber to Truslow, and Truslow does it again over the right side. This one is about a foot left of the right field foul line. Jeminian is going to score. The ball rolls to the corner. Divis is held at third, and Truslow has a stand-up RBI double. Divis to third, Jeminian scoring, Truslow at second.
Number 4 from Kansas City.
Only one away.
Community College in Kansas, or Kansas Community College, pardon me, is Palmer Hutchison.
For Corbin Truslow, he just picked up his 10th RBI. That's his second double of the season, his 16th hit. Has 13 singles, 2 doubles, and 2 home runs. And scoring for the Larks is Wyatt Divis, who now has 13. At the dish is Palmer Hutchison. He pops one up over to the left field side. Ranging under it is Arrivo, and Divis fakes like he's going to go home. Holds up. There's 2 away and 2 in scoring position. In the top of the first, Larks up by 1 to Cameron Pearson. Pearson, the shortstop, has appeared in left field, third base, shortstop, first base, and he's been catching.
Cochise College, Cam Pearson.
Cam this season batting .294, has scored 9 times and driven in 2 on 10 hits and 3 walks. First pitch from Strauber at the knees. We'll say it was over the inside part of the plate for a called strike on the shortstop from Cochise College. On deck is Dylan Dreiling, in the hole Max McGuire. Off speed, off the dirt, 1-1. Leo Jeminian started this inning out with a full count walk, and Lung followed up with a flyout. Divis walked, Truslow doubled. Hutchison just popped up, and that puts us right where we're at now with 2 in scoring position, 2 out, a 1-1 count to Cam Pearson, and Larks up by 1 against the Collegians. Swung on, it's off the top of his bat at the backstop. We'll go 1-2. Strauber having his pitch count up high, has walked 2 and allowed 1 hit. At the chin over the plate to Pearson, 2-2. 2 on, 2 out. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. It's the first time that the Larks have had a scoreboard in the outfield all series. This one is popped over to the right side, and it'll be caught by Roybal. Scoreboard reads 1-0 here in Boulder as we head to the bottom of the first on Larks Network. Bottom of the first we go here on Larks Network. On the mound for Hayes is Brady Rose. He gets a first pitch fastball. Looking on his Roy ball for strike one called. Rose from McClellan College in Texas. Count is now knotted up as this one's above the letters, 1-1. Rose on the season, making his third appearance, has 4 innings of work coming to this one. No record, this is his first start. Has only allowed 1 walk, but struck out 7 in those 4 innings. Great number. I've been waiting to see him start, and I'm waiting to see a full game from him. Really looking forward to watching this one. 3-1 hitters count on the right fielder for Boulder. Rose starts out with a fastball for a called strike. Gets a swing and a miss on this one after 3 straight balls. It's a full count. He's made appearances against the Cougars for 2 innings and 2 innings against the Rough Riders, and that was this week. Against the Rough Riders, it's a leadoff walk for Roybal. Runner on first with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Brady starts out 75% of at-bats with a first pitch strike, and that's no different today as he delivered a fastball to Roybal. Now we move to Tyler Mata, the second baseman for the Collegians. Mata batting .373 on the season with 20 runs scored and 8 RBIs through 21 games. Called strike on him. Rose hitting the zone in this at-bat. Larks fans, make sure you follow the Larks on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Stay up to date with all things Larks all summer long. Swing and one pop back at the net, 0-2. Larks picked up a run in the top of the inning off of a hit and 2 walks. Southpaw shakes off the catcher Max McGuire on one. Grease on the second one, goes from the stretch, is off the dirt, 1-2.
For Hayes is number 30, Brady Rose of McClellan Community College, number 30.
Rose dangles his left arm, gets a sign from Max McGuire, and he'll go from the stretch with the runner on first and nobody out. Second one low, missing, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, with nobody out in the bottom of the first. This is game 6 of the 6-game road trip. This one's popped out of play. We'll stay at 2-2 for pitch number 6 of the AB. Larks on this road trip have lost 3 and won 2. Both those wins against the Pirates. They'll look to split the road series and go 500 with a win tonight. Check over at the runner on first. Roybal back in safely. We'll stay at 2-2 and get pitch number 6 after the pickoff attempt. Delivery is grounded hard over the right side, rolling into right field. And the runner will be held at second. Roybal at second, Mata at first. 2 on with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Defensively for the Larks, it's Sean Cooper in left, Leo Jiminian in center, Dylan Dreiling in right, Palmer Hutchison at third, Pearson at shortstop, Lung at second, Truss left first base, Max McGuire behind the dish, and Brady Rose on the mound. Time is called, and we'll get set as something went to left field. And it looked like a ball, and they'll throw it back to the Collegians dugout. At the dish now is Nick Arrivo, the left fielder for the Collegians. He's batting .443 on the season with an OBP of .539 through 24 games. Scoreboard reads an 0-1 count. Brady looks in, gets a sign, takes a look at Roybal at second base. A long one Decides to deliver one that's popped up a mile high over to the first base side. Truslow and Lung move towards it. Lung calls him off. Infield fly roll, but Lung still comes down with it for out number 1.
Now batting number
First
28,
out of the
Cade
inning for the
Nelson.
Collegians. And we move to the DH, Cade Nelson, for the Collegians. Roybal at second, Mata at first, Nelson at the plate, the cleanup hitter for the Collegians. Off speed, looked like a strike. They'll say it was high, 1-0. Nolte on the season, batting .324. He has 12 hits in 37 at-bats. Runner goes. It's hit to left field. Sean Cooper goes back, then moves to his right. Runner could be tagged up, and the throw could have been in time. Cam Pearson dropped it at the shortstop spot, tagging the bag. There's still 2 outs, back-to-back outs on fly balls. There's 2 away and 2 on in the bottom of the first. Good play from Sean Cooper, moving to that one, allowing himself to make the catch and then get some energy going as he gets a couple steps before throwing to second base. Two away, bottom of the first, 2 on. Larks up by 1 against the Collegians. Off speed for strike 1 into McGuire's glove. Rose leans in, gets the sign he wants from McGuire. And he'll get set, delivers off speed a changeup, fouled over the right side, out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Due up for the Larks in the second will be Dreiling, McGuire, and Cooper. Rose gets his grip, looks at Roybal, and delivers. Outside and high, 1-2. One ball is 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Rose take a couple of looks at second base. Runner takes off. It's grounded at the Collegians dugout. We'll stay at 1-2. After allowing back-to-back base runners on a walk and a single, Rose has retired the last 2, is 1 strike away from ending the inning. Time is called by Nolte, the first baseman, his first plate appearance. Rose pitched 2 hitless innings against the Cougars and then allowed a few hits against the Rough Riders. He has an opponent batting average of .250. This one popped back, staying alive is Nolte with a 1-2 count and 2 outs. Rose looks in, and as soon as the umpire gives him the okay, he gets set. He goes off speed, close. Truslow gets the throw, but it pulls him off the bag. Heads up play for Max McGuire. Nolte would have been out, or excuse me, Nolte's at the plate. Mata would have been out by a few steps. Had Truslow been at the bag sooner and had the throw been a little bit more accurate. It's a full count, says the umpire. Rose goes, and it's a swing and a miss. His first strikeout of the day. It sends us to the second. Rose does damage control with 2 on and nobody outs. Larks up by 1 on Larks Network. Leading off the top of the second for the Larks is Dylan Dreiling, the right fielder. He takes one above the letters, 1-0. Dylan, a late addition to the Larks roster. Yesterday he went 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a strikeout. 1-1 on the right fielder, a Tennessee Volunteer commit. Dylan this season batting .438 through 5 games and 16 at-bats. The one's delivery to him, he sends opposite field into left center. Moving towards it is Revo, and he gets called off by Nicola, who makes the catch for out number 1. A nice swing and a nice hit for Dreiling, just in a place you don't want it to go, as Nicola makes the catch. Good swing, good contact.
Larks.
Dylan has had a lot of good contact and sent a lot of them to the outfield. That's been the story of this road trip for the Larks. Well hit balls, just at defensive players. At the dish now is Max McGuire from Doane College. Catcher has a 1-0 count. On deck for the Larks is Sean Cooper. In the hole, Leo Jiminian. Below the knees at McGuire, 2-0. Larks got 1 in the first. They had 1 hit. It was a double from Truslow. Truslow drove in Jiminian on that swing. Larks picked up 2 walks, and they left 2 on. The 2-0 to McGuire becomes 3-0. He'll take all the way for pitch number 4. Strauber delivers one at the eye level over the plate. It's a 4-pitch walk for Max McGuire, the 3rd walk of the game for Strauber. 1 out base runner, as now we move to Sean Cooper at the bottom of the order. The left fielder will dig into the left-hander's batter's box. Sean Cooper batting .235 this season, has 8 hits and 34 at-bats, 4 RBIs. All his hits are singles. His first look at Strauber this season, the Larks' first game against the Collegians this season. This one over the plate at the knees, 0-1. Larks up by 1 in the top of the second. McGuire with 1 away. Top of the second. 0-1 will go after a pickoff attempt at Max McGuire, who was in safely. Sean Cooper swings at an outside pitch, misses, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, top of the second. Larks up 1-0 against the Boulder Collegians. Strauber takes a look at Max McGuire. The southpaw will go from the stretch. Cooper has a 3-pitch strikeout. The first strikeout of the day for Hayes versus Strauber. 2 outs and 1 on in the top of the second to Leo Jiminian, who has a walk and a run scored in the first inning. Fly out from Dreiling, a walk from McGuire. Cooper struck out. There's 2 outs. McGuire on first base. Move to the top of the order, Leo Jiminian. Strauber gets set, delivers one low and inside, 1-0. Leo yesterday went 0 for 3. 1 ball, no strikes. A check over at McGuire is not in time. Check swing above the letters, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs, a runner on first. Three 3-0. Strauber struggling to hit the zone here in the second. Second time the Larks have had a 3-0 count. It was Max McGuire who had a 4-pitch walk, was the other one. Jermanian gets some practice swings, and we'll watch this one all the way for a called strike, as it looked like it was below the knees. Leo thought it was too, started heading to first. He'll have a hitter's count with 2 outs. Schauber delivers, and this one will miss the zone. Leo has a 5-pitch walk,
Now
his
batting
second
number
walk
3
of the
from
day.
University of Texas at Arlington, Matt Kavanaugh.
So now we move to Grant Lung.
Excuse me, Grant Lung. He was standing sideways. Relax.
Two on, 2 out. Max McGuire is in scoring position. It's actually not Max at second base. Jace Armstrong being the courtesy runner for him. 0-1 on Grant Lung, who flew out in the first inning for out number 1 of the game. 0-1 delivery at the letters on the outside part of the plate. Painting the corner is Strauber. It's 0-2. On deck is Wyatt Divots in the hole, Corbin Truslow. Off speed to Grant, a slow changeup, 1-2. Grant batting .368, an on-base plus slugging percentage of .937. He has 11 singles and 3 doubles, making for a total of 14 hits. The 1-2 count pitch, outside and high, 2-2. Due up for the Collegians will be LeBeau, Sorensen, and Dincola. Off speed, inside and high. We'll get a full count now to Grant Lung. So after being down 0-2, Lung takes some breaking balls and works his way into a full count. The payoff pitch is swung on, tipped into Blankenship's glove when the runners were taking off. Larks leave 2 on as we head to the bottom of the second. They lead the Collegians 1-0. Bottom of the second, we go here on Larks Network. Leading it off for the Collegians is Cherokee LeBeau, the shortstop. One and 0 is the count. Brady Rose on the mound. Rose will go from the windup. The southpaw delivers one that's sent to right field. Taking a couple steps in is Dreiling. He makes a calm, cool, collected can of corn catch for out number 1.
Now batting number 19, John Sorensen.
Now to John Sorensen, the third baseman, batting in the 7 hole. Base is empty with one away in the bottom of the second. Rose has only allowed 1 hit. He's walked 1 and has retired the last 4. Off speed above the letters for pitch number 1. It's a 1-0 count on the hot corner 7 hole. At the knees on a fastball. Nice bounce back from Rose. It's 1-1. This one hangs in the air. It's sent to left center field. Leo Jumanian ranges back and to his right. Makes the catch about 15 feet in front of the warning track for out number 2. Now to Luca Dincola, excuse me. Dincola getting his first look at Brady Rose this season. Back-to-back flyouts in the second inning for the Collegians. We're at the 8 hole, the center fielder. 2 away. The first pitch is hit to Dylan Drowling, who barely has to move for this one. And Brady Rose has now retired 6 straight, and he has 3 straight flyouts. We move to the third. Larks still up 1-0 after a 1-2-3 inning from Brady Rose and the Larks. Top of the third we go. Leading it off for Hayes is Wyatt Divis. 0 for 0 on the day with a walk in the first inning. It's Strawber on the mound, lefty versus lefty. He'll go from the windup. Divis waits on this one, is late, fouls it over the left side, out of play, 0-1. On deck for the Larks and due up is Truslow, followed by Hutchison and Pearson. The Larks up 1-0 in the top of the third. Nobody on, nobody out. A ball low and away makes it a 1-1 count to Wyatt Divis. Divis this season been the captain of the team. He has 10 hits, batting .313 with 8 RBIs and 12 runs. It's 2-1. And those stats don't even begin to speak about what he's also been able to do on the mound. It's been a great asset for the Larks both in the box and on the mound. It's a hitter's count now for the DH. Divis, this is a dangerous situation if you're Stromberg. You don't want to get a leadoff walk, but you can't give a great hitter like Divis something to hit, and he won't. It's a 5-pitch walk, the second walk of the day for Wyatt Divis. Leadoff base runner now to Corbin Truslow,
Now
who
batting
doubled
number
in the
29,
first.
Corbin Truslow.
Divis at first base, Truslow at the dish. Strawberry going to have to go through the heart of the order in this inning in the third, as we're at the cleanup hitter, Truslow. First pitch of the first baseman below his knees, 1-0. Truslow has drawn 6 walks and 46 plate appearances. He has 38 at-bats and just 5 strikeouts. Waits on this one, sends it opposite field, way out of play, a mile high into the trees. 1-1 now on Big Truss. It's Divis on first base with nobody out. Strawberry takes a long look in. Blankenship takes a look at Divis and decides to go from the stretch. Off speed, hangs in the air, drops into the zone. 1-2 against Truslow, who's great at protecting the plate with 2 strikes. Larks a heavy lefty order. Truslow grounds this one, pulling it over to the right side. He gets past the other first baseman, Nolte. Divis is sent to third base, and it rolls slowly to Roybal, and Divis is at third base before the ball is even picked up. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Dangerous territory for the Collegians in the third.
Now batting number 4, Palmer Hutchison, number 4.
Now to Hutchison, the third baseman, 0 for 1 today with a pop-up to Arrivo in left field. Truslow now 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Top of the third, the Larks up by 1 against the Collegians. Palmer is batting .222, starting out the season hot, has cooled off a little bit, but he still managed a OBP of .405. Takes one at the letters for a called strike on a fastball. On deck is Cam Pearson. In the hole, Dylan Dreiling. No balls, 1 strike to Hutchison. Called strike 2. That single from Truslow was just the second hit of the day for the Larks, and he holds both of those. 0-2 count to Hutchison. Strawberry goes from the stretch above the letters on a heater. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hutchison making his 39th plate appearance this season, has only struck out 7 times, will be forced to protect the plate. This one a wild pitch that bounces way over Blankenship's head, and coming across the score is Wyatt Divis. Moving into scoring position is Corbin Truslow. Larks now up by 2 as Divis picks up his first run of the day. 2-2 count now to Hutchison. Divis yesterday scored 3 times. And now on the season, he has 13 runs scored. 2-2 to Hutchison. The 2's delivery below the knees. Has a good eye. Works his way back into the count. We're at a full count. Truslow at second base. Nobody out. Larks got a run off of that wild pitch. They're up 2-0. Hutchison will be called out on this. He'll strike out looking on a close pitch. He's already headed to first base. Umpire calls him out for out number 1. 1 away, runner in scoring position. Now to Cameron Pearson, who flied out to end the top of the first.
This is number 17, Cam Pearson, shortstop.
Cam yesterday went 3 for 4 and scored twice in the 15-4 win against the Pirates in 6 innings. Foul tipped into Blankenship's glove, 0-1. Larks were ready to run roll the Pirates, but we were in the bottom of the 6th, and hail started coming down. Game was ended rolled a W for the Larks, snapping a 3-game losing streak. This one about a foot in front of the plate when it bounces into Blankenship's glove. He protects the situation and keeps Truslow at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second in the top of the third. On deck is Dylan Dreiling. In the hole for Hayes is Max McGuire. The 1-1 delivery below the knees. And Strauber's throwing a lot of pitches through his first 2 1/3 innings. Lefty versus righty. Pearson will have a good look at this one, and he cranks it to left field. Don't even worry about it. He just watches it hit the pole out in left field, so it bounced back into play, but no, it was cranked, and it was gone. He knew it right off the bat. He picks up his first home run of the season, and we all knew it off the bat. And for Cam, picks up RBIs on the season, number 3 and 4. Scoring is Truslow, who also has a home run on the season. I just said it before he swung that he would have a good look at it, as it was a righty versus a lefty, and man, he pulled that one deep and puts the Larks up by 4. So clear the bases, Cam, with 1 out. Now to Dylan Dreiling, who also has a home run in this road series. Scoring is Truslow. That is his 9th time touching home this season. Pearson touched home for his 10th time, one of 4 Larks in double digits. 0-2 is the count on Dreiling, the lefty from Hayes High. No balls, 2 strikes, and Dylan is way ahead of an off-speed pitch. He'll have a 3-pitch strikeout. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Now we move to Max McGuire with the bases empty. That's just the 2nd time Dreiling has struck out in his 6 games for the Larks. Max McGuire on the day had a 4-pitch walk with 1 away in the top of the 2nd. He'll make his 2nd plate appearance. Sends one high into right field. Roybal will call off Dincola for out number 3. Larks get 3 in the 3rd thanks to a 2-run shot from Cameron Pearson. And we move to the bottom half of the inning. Larks up 4-0 against the Boulder Collegians. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Collegians is Doug Blankenship, the catcher at the bottom of the order. A 1-2-3 inning in the 2nd for Brady Rose. He has retired 6 straight, and he gets a strike called on Blankenship for his first pitch of the third. That started out a lot of counts with first pitch strikes. Coming to this one, he started out 75% of his at-bats with first pitch strikes. And this one, he fools Blankenships after moving past him with the fastball, changes it up with a changeup, and he's up in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. This one is skied into center field. Moving back is Jeminian. He's at the warning track, makes the catch for out number 1. A 3-pitch out for Brady Rose and the Larks in the third.
Now batting number 1, right fielder Braden Ryball.
4 straight flyouts for the Collegians. They have just 1 hit and 1 walk. 1 away, bases empty. In the bottom of the third, Larks up by 4. Top of the order, Brady Royball, and wow, a pretty pitch from Brady Rose. That one started out looking like it was going to be a ball, and boy, did it have some pretty movement on there getting into the zone. 0-1 becomes 0-2 after a foul ball. Brady Rose is looking really good in these last 2 innings. He struck out 7 this season. Coming to this one, he picked up 1 in the first. He is 8, and he looks for number 9 on this one. It's ground to Hutchison in the hot corner, who waits on it, fields it above his head, throws across the diamond to Truslow. 2 up, 2 down for the Collegians in the third. Brady Rose has now retired 8 straight, and we move to Tyler Mata, who singled for the only hit of the game for the Collegians. Bases empty, 2 away. Brady Rose still has only allowed 1 earned run this season through 6 and 2/3 innings.
College ball at Eastern Arizona Community College.
Foul ball for Mata, hits it opposite field into the fan territory over on the right side. No balls, 1 strike. Rose off speed, sent hard into right center field. Jeminian and Drowley move towards it. Jeminian makes the catch, and Rose has retired 9 straight. Rose has a great third inning, and we move to the fourth. Larks up by 4. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Top of the fourth we go on Larks Network. Leading off will be the bottom of the order, Sean Cooper. 0 for 1 the day with a strikeout. He takes strike 1 looking. He's down 0-1. Larks up 4-0 in the top of the fourth against the Boulder Collegians, their first game versus Boulder, and we are in Boulder. Waits on this one, chops it to the first baseman, Nolte, on a Baltimore chop, and he's going to be out by just a step. A close play. The left fielder showed off his speed. There's 1 up, 1 down for the Larks in the fourth. Now to Leo Jeminian, 0 for 0 on the day with 2 walks and a run scored. Leo, one of the few right-handers in tonight's lineup for the Larks, versus the southpaw Strauber. From the windup, Strauber goes. Leo shows bunt, pulls back on an off-speed outside pitch, 1-0. Baseball fans, Larks fans, and Rocky Mountain Baseball League fans, make sure you follow the Larks on Twitter at HaysLarksBB, on Facebook at TheHaysLarks, and subscribe on YouTube at HaysLarks. Stay up to date with all things Larks. Stay up to date with the Rocky Mountain Baseball League all season long. 2-0 on Leo Jemenian. One away, bases empty. The 2-0 delivery. He shows bunt again. Takes it back and takes a strike. 2-1 with one away. On deck is Grant Lung. In the hole for Hayes is Wyatt Divis. Off speed at the knees. Jemenian nods at it, and he'll be forced to protect. 2-2. Strauber shakes off 2 signs from Blankenship, nods at this one, and he'll go from the windup. Jemenian fouls it off, protecting the plate. We'll stay at 2-2 for pitch number 6 of this at-bat. Two balls, 2 strikes. Strauber from the windup. Leo again fouls this one out of play, away far to the right side. We'll get a 7-pitch at bat, and Jemenian will dig back into the right-hander's batter's box. A lot of pitches again for Strauber through his first 3 and a third innings of work. The 2's delivery, Leo grounds softly over the left side, and by the time Strauber got it, Leo was already about 10 feet from first base. He's in plenty of time. That one was just slow and high. Perfect for Leo. He beats out the throw, and he is now 1 for 1 today with 2 walks and a single and a run scored. Runner on first is the ever dangerous Leo Jemenian, now to Grant Lung, who's 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out and a strikeout. Strauber's third look at the second baseman. Lung takes one above the letter, sells it, and it's 1-0. Lung has drawn 8 walks, has only struck out twice this season. Has an on-base percentage of .489. Strauber will check over at Leo Jemenian, who takes a couple steps back, and he's in safely. Leo leads the team in stolen bases with 5. This one is popped into center field. Moving in is Dincola fast. It's going to drop in front of him. And Leo rounds second, heads back. A single for Grant Lung, a sloppy one for the Collegians. As maybe the shortstop, Lebo, could have made it to center field for that catch, but he pointed up, and so did the second baseman, Mata. And Dincola could have made it there in time. Back-to-back singles for the Larks, put 2 on with 1 out. Grant has made 47 plate appearances, 38 at-bats, and 22 of those has been ruled as quality at-bats. Runners go. Leo will slide into third safely. Stolen base on the season, number 6, second one tonight. He moves to third, Lung to second. Honestly, they might have had a better shot getting Lung out at second base, but your instinct is to go to the closer one, which is at third base, only 90 feet away from Blankenship. 2 in scoring position with 1 out in the 4th. At the dish is Wyatt Divis, 2 walks. A breaking ball misses the zone. Can't bait Divis into swinging. (2-0) on the DH from Nebraska. He pops this one up really high. Moving under it is Mata, and he makes the catch at second base. Two away, two in scoring position in the fourth. Trying to get our scoreboard back here on Larks Network. Divis now 0 for 1 today, has a run scored off of 2 walks. Now to Corbin Truslow, the cleanup hitter, 2 for 2 in the day with a double and a single. He has 2 in scoring position. Leo moves close to home and holds up 1-0 on Truslow. Now I think we should have our scoreboard back. Above the letters to Truslow, 2-0. Truslow has an RBI, and he also scored off of the home run from Pearson in the last inning. The Larks have left 4 on base in the first 2 innings, left none in the third. They've drawn 5 walks, and they have just as many hits. 3-0 to Big Truss. Imagine he'll be taken all the way. It's be really tempting, though. He's a powerful hitter with 2 in scoring position. He lays off 1 above the letters. It's a 4-pitch walk. Number 6 from Stromberg on the day. He walked 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. The bases are loaded for Palmer Hutchison with Truslow at first, Long at second, and Jemenian on third. Hutch on the day 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a strikeout. Stromberg will go from the windup as the bases are loaded and delivers 1 inside and low to Hutchison. One ball, no strikes. Delivery to Hutchison, eye level over the plate on a fastball. Stromberg showing visible frustration. Not what you want to see out of your pitcher if you're the Collegians. Never a good sign when your pitcher looks shaken up like that. Nods at Blankenship and delivers again from the stretch. A fastball right down the pipe to Hutchison, 2-1. On deck for Hayes is Pearson, and in the hole is Dylan Dreiling. (2-1) to Hutchison. Below the knees, it's a hitter's count for the third baseman from Kansas City, Kansas Community College. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jemenian on third. Long at second. And Truslow at first base. Time is called. Hutchison digs back into the right-hander's batter's box. And again, another tough situation for Stromberg. Don't want to give him something good to hit, but you don't want to walk to continue the inning. And now Hutchison takes another close one. He has a full count. Hutchison could break the game open right here with 1 swing of the bat. His Long has speed at second base, and it's not what you want if you're the Collegians. This inning extended and RBIs. Runners take off. The throw to Hutchison is below the knees. Umpire calls it a strikeout. Back-to-back innings, Hutchison is called out looking. That one looked really below the knees, bud. We'll leave the bases loaded and move to the bottom of the fourth. Larks up by 4. Bottom of the fourth here from Boulder. Leading it off is the 3-hole Nick Arrivo. 0 for 1 today with a pop-up in the first. His second look at Brady Rose, who's dealt 3 scoreless innings, has retired 9 straight. Southpaw goes from the windup to the righty, and it's grounded between Pearson and Hutchison for a leadoff 1-pitch base hit. Just the second hit of the game for the Collegians.
Designated hitter number 28, Cade Nelson.
Now to Cade Nelson, the DH, the cleanup hitter, 0 for 1 the day with a flyout to Sean Cooper for out number 2 in the bottom of the first. Rose delivers low, 1-0. 1-0, runner on first, nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. Larks lead the Collegians by 4. Rose delivers one off speed. Nelson waits on it, fouls it off McGuire's face mask, 1-1. Nelson has driven in 14 RBIs this season. He has 2 home runs and has struck out 13 times. Rose confuses him on this one. A puff of dirt is off Max McGuire's glove on the fastball from Rose. Gets the count to 1-2. On deck is Nolte in the hole, Lebo. 5 hits for Hayes, just 2 for the Collegians. Ball will be off McGuire's glove. Runner advances into scoring position. Two and two after the pass ball. Rose, the southpaw, leans in at McGuire. Gets a sign. Takes a look at Arrivo. And this one is popped over the left side. Pearson moves to his right and makes the catch about 1 foot into the grass in left field for out number 1. Now to Brennan Nolte, 0 for 1 the day.
Baseman Brennan Nolte.
He's 0 for 1 the day with a strikeout to end the first inning. Nelson now 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a flyout. 1 away, runner in scoring position for Boulder. Rose delivers at the letters, fouled at the backstop, 0-1. We want to thank all of you guys for tuning in tonight on this fine Sunday evening. Tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That big old red subscribe button doesn't cost you anything. You won't get any emails or real notifications for us unless you hit the notification bell. Then you will get notified when we go live, but doesn't cost anything. It helps us out a lot. And right now we're at an 0-2 count after we get a whiff from Nolte. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Warming up in the pen for the Larks appears to be Trevor Munch. Rose in his 4th inning of work, and he delivers one that is sent to center field. Ranging under it is Leo Geminian. Runner retreats back to second base, and there is 2 outs in the 4th inning. Nolte now 0 for 2 on the day. We move to Cherokee LeBeau, who's 0 for 1 with a flyout.
Number 24, Cherokee LeBeau.
2 outs, runner on second base in the bottom of the 4th. Larks up by 4. LeBeau flew out to Dylan Dreiling to start off the bottom of the 2nd inning. Brady Rose looks in at Max McGuire. He'll get set with a runner in scoring position. And the southpaw goes from the stretch off speed in the zone for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Due up for the Larks in the 5th will be Pearson, Dreiling, and McGuire. The 0-1 delivery at the letters outside, 1-1. LeBeau this season batting .283 Has struck out 9 times, walked just 3, has 13 hits and 46 at-bats and 52 plate appearances. Rose delivers a slow changeup, rolls left to McGuire, no throw as the runner advances 90 feet, and Arrivo is 90 feet from scoring the first run of the game for the Collegians. 2-1. Arrivo started the inning with a single, reached second after a pass ball, and now reaches third after a wild pitch. 2-1 delivery, a fastball ground to Pearson, waits on it, catches it at the letters, throws to Truslap first base, and Brady Rose now has 4 scoreless inning of works here in Boulder, and we move to the 5th inning in Larks Network. Leading off the top of the 5th for the Larks is Cameron Pearson. On the day, he is 1 for 2 with a 2-run shot and a pop-up. That 2-run shot was to deep left field. It brought home Corbin Truslow in the 3rd. It put the Larks up 4-0, and that's where the score stands here in the 5th. 1-1 to the shortstop from Cochise College. Due up for the Larks in the inning is Dreiling, McGuire, and Cooper following Pearson. The 1-1 pitch to him off the dirt will go to a 2-1 count. Top of the 5th, nobody on, nobody out. Larks up by 4. Larks snapped a 3-game losing streak yesterday. They're on a 1-game losing streak. As for the Collegians, they're on a 5-game losing streak. They played quite a bit more games than the Larks, but both teams are 1.5 games back from first place in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. It's a hitter's count for the guy who sent one to deep left field against Stromberg, who's getting his 3rd look at here in the 5th. Dangerous situation for Stromberg. Pearson grounds this one slowly to the left side. Getting to it is LeBeau, and the throw is not going to be in time as Ty goes to the runner. Pearson shows off those wheels, and it's leadoff base runner for the Larks. The Larks have started off 3 out of the 5 innings with a leadoff base runner. Runner on first with nobody out here in the 4th. Excuse me, in the 5th. At the dish now is Dylan Dreiling, 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. This is his 6th game for the Larks. A check over at Pearson. Cam's back in safely. On deck for Hayes is Max McGuire. In the hole is Sean Cooper. Stromberg goes from the stretch to the lefty Dylan Dreiling. Lefty versus lefty inside. That hit from Pearson was number 6 of the day for Hayes. They have drawn 4 walks this game. 1-1 is the count on Dillon. Larks are up by 4. They scored 1 in the first and then 3 in the third thanks to Treslow, Divis, and Pearson. 1-1 at the eye level of the junior in high school, 2-1. Still Arivo in left. Dinkola in center, Roybal in right field. Nolte, Mata, Lebo, Sorensen the infield, and Blankenship behind the dish. Strauber still on the mound, and it's a 3-1 count on Dylan Dreiling. Tale of two different stories for both teams, as Strauber has pitched a lot of pitches through his first 4 innings, and he's allowed 4 runs. Brady Rose has been hit in the zone and has 4 scoreless innings. At one point, he retired 9 straight, and it's going to be a 5-pitch walk for Dylan Dreiling, and there's 2 on with nobody out in the 5th. In scoring position at second base is Pearson. We're going to get a mound visit from the Collegians. We'll see if they want to change pitchers, but for now on Larks Network, we'll take a quick pause and be right back for the continuation of the 5th inning. New pitcher into the game for the Collegians, but now into the box is Max McGuire, 0 for 1 today with a flyout and a walk. Switching hands, we go from a lefty to a righty for the Collegians. McGuire shows bunt and rolls it to the left side of the field. He jogs to first base and is out. Sacrifice bunt for Max McGuire, his first of the season. He moves both runners into scoring position. Pearson at third, Dreiling at second. Now to Sean Cooper with 1 away at the bottom of the order. On deck is Leo Gemini, and in the hole is Grant Lung for Hayes.
Sean Cooper.
Cooper on the day, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a groundout. Has played right field and left field, and has played a little bit of first base as well this season for Hayes. He bloops one into center field. It's going to draw. Pearson scores. Drowning's going to be sent home. He heads home with a full head of steam, and he's in standing up. It's a 2 RBI base hit for Sean Cooper, turning his luck around here in the 5th. Larks go up by 6. 7th hit of the game for Hayes, 6th run. Scoring is Dreiling and Pearson. Picking up 2 RBIs is Sean Cooper. That's the second time Pearson has scored today, and Dylan Dreiling picks up another run in his young season and his young career. Runner on first with 1 out. Now to the top of the order, the French center fielder, Leo Geminian. 1-0 on Leo. Despite only playing in 6 games, Dylan Drowling has now scored 3 times. And scoring was Pearson, who now has 10. One of 4 Larks in double-digit runs scored. Now is actually number 11. Stats not updated from his home run earlier. It's a 1-1 count on the top of the order. Swing and a miss from Jeminian. He's down the count 1-2. Cooper, a dangerous base runner at first base. We'll see if Isaac Parks, the new pitcher for the Collegians, will keep an eye on him. It's a day for Terry Strauber after 3 1/3 innings and 6 runs. Two and two to Jeminian. Isaac Parks making his 5th appearance. He has 6 1/3 innings. Leo way out ahead of this one. Slows his bat down and fouls it back. We'll stay at 2 and 2. Good job protecting the plate. Parks has made all his appearances in relief. Has an ERA of 2.8 and a whip of .7. He's swinging a miss for Leo Jeminian, makes it his first strikeout, and the first time he'll head back to the dugout on his own terms after 2 walks and a single and a run scored. That was his 4th plate appearance. There's 2 away.
Leo Jeminian now batting.
Now to Grant Lung. Grant Lung,
University of Sioux Falls.
1 for 3 on the day with a single, a strikeout, and a flyout. His first look at the righty, Parks. He'll get a good view of it at here with Cooper at first base and 2 away. Ahead of this one, grounds it right at Nolte at first base. Doesn't have to move. Makes the grab and tags the bag. Larks get 2 in the 5th thanks to an RBI base hit from Sean Cooper. We move to the bottom half of the inning. Larks up 6-0 against Boulder.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Into the game after 4 scoreless innings from Brady Rose is the southpaw Trevor Munch from Wichita State. Gets a strike 1 against John Sorensen, the 3rd baseman for the Collegians. He's 0 for 1 today with a flyout to Leo Jeminian that ended the 2nd inning. Trevor making his second appearance this season. Making his third appearance. Appeared against the Sox on Thursday, against the Rough Riders on Wednesday. Gets his first at bat here, popped up to Grant Lung at the second base spot, who moves into the outfield
number 14.
and makes the catch for
Coming
out
to the
number
plate for the Collegians, number 10 center fielder Luca Dincarlo.
one away, base is empty to Luca Dincola, 0 from the day with a flyout to Drowling. Munch, 2 earned runs in 3 innings, an ERA of 6 flat, a whip of 1.333. Has struck out 2, both of those were against the Sox, and he picked up the loss in that game. 1-0 is the count on Dincola, the center fielder. Larks up 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Grounded at Hutchison, waits on it, throws across the diamond to Truslow, a 6-3 ground out.
Now batting number 22, the catcher, Doug Blankenship.
We're moving along here on Larks Network about an hour and 15 minutes into this game, and we've moved to 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. Now batting is Doug Blankenship, the catcher, making his just second plate appearance. So he only has 1 plate appearance for the day. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout to Jeminian. Meanwhile, Jeminian for the Larks, who he flew out to, has made 4 plate appearances. Larks really bouncing back here today on a 1-game win streak, dominating the Collegians. It's a 1-0 count, and it becomes 1-1 after a nice pitch from T. Munch. Munch from Lawrence, Kansas. Played at OU, then McClellan, and then Wichita State. Looking for a new school this August, and he delivers a 1-1 outside, 2-1. Munch a good guy. He has some nasty stuff on the rubber. It's fun to watch it come out of his left hand. He'll go from the windup with the bases empty and 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Heater misses low and inside. It's a hitter's count for the bottom of the order. Due up for the Larks in the 6th will be Divis, Truslow, and Hutchison. Rose just allowed 2 hits in his 4 scoreless innings. We get a ground ball to Cam Pearson, who picks it up, throws a Truslow at first base. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Munch. We move to the 6th. Larks up by 6. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Leading off at top of the 6th for Hayes will be Wyatt Divis, 0 for 1 the day with 2 walks and a pop-up. Divis last year had a .336 batting average for the Larks with 40 hits, 40 RBIs, 4 home runs, and he scored 35 times. Was a first-team All-League KCLB. His first delivery here is painting the corner on the outside bottom part of the plate from Isaac Parks in his second inning of work. No balls, 1 strike, base is empty, top of the 6th. Larks up 6-0 against Boulder. Off speed, Divis waits on it, lets it run outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the DH in the 3-hole. Grounds one softly to LeBeau, who moves over to it and makes the throw to Nolte for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down, the 6 for Hayes.
From Fort Hays State, number 29, Corbin Truslow.
Truslow to the dish has made 3 plate appearances and has reached each time with a double, a single, and a walk, a run scored, and he also picked up an RBI. Davis now on the day 0 for 2. Swing from Truslow, the count is at no balls, 1 strike. Truslow now has 10 RBIs on the season and has 9 runs scored. He's reached on an arrow just once, and he has 17 hits. Fourteen of those hits singles, 2 are doubles, and 1 of them was a home run to deep right field this week. 0-2 to Big Truss. On deck is Hutchison in the hole. Pearson off speed, and Truslow strikes out looking. A rarity that he goes down on strikes. That is just the 6th time this season in 12 games.
Now batting for the Larks, number 4, Palmer Hutchison.
2 away, bases empty now to the 3rd baseman from Hays, Kansas, Palmer Hutchison. Swings at his first pitch, grounds it up the left field side to Arrivo after a failed diving attempt from Sorensen. That ball was hit on a rocket, and it's a 2-out base hit for Hutchison.
Now batting shortstop, number 17, Cam Pearson.
Now to Cam Pearson. On the day, he's 2 for 3. He scored twice and drove in 2. He has a single, a pop-up, and a home run. He digs into the right-hander's box against the right-handed Parks. Swings at his first one, lunges at it. It's hit to center field, and it's going to drop in front of Dancola. That's his second one that I really believe that if Leo Jiminian was playing center fielder for the Collegians, he would have made both of those outs, but instead Grant Lung had a hit on one of those.
Those of you who run the Larks website, number 33 is not listed, so I don't have his name.
And now Cam Pearson reaches on one of those bloops as Dylan Dreiling, who's listed on the Larks roster. I'm not sure what the announcer was up to there. He lines one at the first baseman, Nolte. It's over his head. It rolls into the corner into right field. And Pearson rounds third base. Is about to lose his helmet. Dreiling is going to have a stand-up 2-run triple. A triple for the Tennessee commit. The dugout loves it, as now the Larks are up by 8. A great 2-out rally after back-to-back hits from Hutchison and Pearson. Then Dylan follows it up with his first triple of the season. He picks up 2 RBIs. He's also scored once himself. Pearson scores for the 3rd time tonight, and also scoring is Hutchison, scoring for the 1st time tonight. 8-0 lead for Hayes, with a runner at third base with 2 outs to Max McGuire. Scoring for the Larks is Palmer Hutchison along with Cam Pearson. For Hutch, that is run number 7 this season. And for Cam, that is his 12th run. He's now in 2nd place for the team lead, as he scored 3 tonight. 1-1 count. Max McGuire sends one to right field, and it's going to be caught by Mata. Larks get 2 off the bat of Dylan Dreiling, and that is the only triple for the Larks this season. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Larks up 8-0. Bottom of the 6th, Trevor Munch returns for his second inning of work. Leading it off is the top of the order, Braden Roybal. Hofer on the day with a walk and a ground down to Palmer Hutchison. He's down the count 0-1. Rose pitched 4 great innings, only allowed 2 hits, and he had 1 walk. They were 4 scoreless innings. Munch had a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th, and now he's in the 6th. Larks up 8-0. Larks have scored 1 in the 1st, 3 in the 3rd, and then 2 in the 5th and 6th. 1 ball, 1 strike, and this one is grounded to Cam Pearson, who moves to his left quickly, shuffling, makes the throw to Truslow, who he digs out of the dirt for out number 1. Munch has retired all 4 batters he's faced from the Collegians.
Number 8, Tyler Mata.
Now Tyler Mata, the second baseman, 1 for 2 in the day with a single and a flyout. Base is empty for the second baseman, and Munch will go from the windup. 9 hits for Hayes, just 2 for the Collegians. A fastball from Munch misses the zone, 1-0. Munch has an opponent batting average of .231. He has given up a home run, and he gets a strike here, 1-1 on Mata. He threw 47 pitches this week coming to this game. 13 on Wednesday, 34 on Thursday. This one drops low, 2-0. Munch throws strikes. He threw 22 versus 12 balls against the Sox. But now he has a hitter's count against Mata, 3-1. 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. Bases empty. Larks leading by 8 runs. Munch goes from the windup, lefty to righty. A fastball almost baits Mata to swing at it. A great pitch from Munch. It's a full count. On deck is Arrivo and the whole Nelson. Payoff pitch from Munch. Fastball grounded at Corbin Truslow, who waits on it. Trips a little bit, then reacts and makes a quick move to first base. Good reactions from Truslow.
13, Nick Arrivo.
After stumbling there a bit, it looked like the runner was going to get there safely. Truslow adjusts, and there's 5 straight retired from Munch, and there has been 8 straight retired if you combine Rose's 4th inning with that. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th for the Collegians. Larks have just been reading the ball very well off of Parks and Strauber, and they've scored 8 off of them. 0-1 is the count on Nick Arrivo, 1 for 2 in the day with a single and a pop-up. Brady Rose stranded him at third base to end the 4th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Due up for the Larks in the 7th will be Cooper, Jeminian, and Lung. Warming up for the Larks appears to be Wyatt Divis. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, base is empty. Munch delivers 1 low in the zone below the knees. Reaching for it is Arrivo. He grounds to Hutchison, and there is out number 3. It was actually a line out. Hutchison made a nice play there. Hutch ends the inning right there. Munch has retired 6 straight. 9 straight Collegians have gone down through the 4th through the 6th inning. And we move to the 7th. Larks leading by 8. leadoff in this 7th inning is going to be Sean Cooper for the Larks. He is 1 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs and a base hit. A lot of zeros in this scorebook for the Collegians. They've drawn just 1 walk. That was in the 1st inning. They have no runs. They only left 3 guys on base, and they have just 2 hits.
Number 18, Sean Cooper.
Strike 1 called on Cooper.
Outfielder.
That 1 walk was from Brady Rose, but it was an emphasis yesterday that we celebrated with some congratulations as Furniture and Ryan Reuter in that 6th inning win combined for 0 walks, and Munch and Rose have allowed just 1 tonight combined. Larks pitching really hitting the zone, not allowing base runners cheaply. 0-2 on Cooper. He'll be forced to protect against Parks. Takes one outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 to Cooper. Parks delivers off speed at the letters. He sends over the left side out of play. We'll stay at 1-2 again to Cooper. Parks goes from the windup. Cooper sends it opposite field, moving back as a revo. He makes a hop in front of the warning track, and he makes the catch. Nice hit ball for Cooper. Hop made him out.
To the top of the order for the Larks, now batting number 8, Leo Jiminian.
Now to Leo Jiminian. 1 for 2 on the day with a single, a strikeout, and 2 walks. First pitch to him. He sends Harden to center field. Dencola moves back. He's at the warning track, reaches up over the fence, and that's the 2nd time this series Leo Jiminian will be robbed of a home run in deep center. Just an unfortunate play right there. Would have been a solo shot. Instead, it's a fly out to center field, and there's 2 away, and the bases are empty.
2, Grant Lung. Grant Lung.
Now to Grant Lung. 1 for 4 on the day with a ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. Also has a single. Davis is on deck. Truslow in the hole. Larks have scored in every inning but the 2nd and 4th, and now this one. 1-0. Lung takes above the letters. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 away, bases empty in the top of the 7th. Larks up by 8. Lung fouls this one at the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike. Due up for the Collegians will be Nelson, Nolte, and Lebo. Umpire holds up 2-2. Scoreboard shows a 3-1 count. And Lung, after showing confusion, the umpire corrects it. Props to him. It's a 3-1 count. Hitters count now to the second baseman batting in the 2-hole after being the leadoff guy yesterday. And this is going to be a 5-pitch walk. Extending the inning is Grant Lung.
Now batting number 16, Wyatt Divis.
Now to Wyatt Divis, 0 for 2 in the day.
16.
He has 2 walks and he has a run scored. Two away, Long at first base. Larks up 8-0 against Boulder. They've just been dominating this game at the plate and on the mound thanks to Munch and Rose. And then guys like Cam Pearson and Dylan Dreiling have each driven in 2. Dreiling has scored once, Pearson has scored 3 times, and Sean Cooper also has 2 RBIs. Above the letters to Wyatt Divis, it's 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away. Grant Lung on first base in the top of the 7th. And Divis drives this one into center field. Dencola moves in, makes the catch out his chest. And we move to the 7th inning stretch here on Larks Network. Hayes dominating Boulder, 8-0. seventh inning has been stretched, and on the mound now for your Larks is Wyatt Divis, who started this game with a DH position, and he gets a strike one by the leadoff hitter, the cleanup guy, Cade Nelson, the DH. 0 for 2 in the day with a flyout and a pop-up. Divis gets this one to be found out of play, 0-2. 4 innings for Brady Rose, 2 for Trevor Munch. They combined for just 2 hits and 1 walk. Wyatt Divis leads the team in innings pitch. He has 11 coming to this one. It's a 1-2 count. This is his 5th appearance. He also leads the team in that category. 2 starts, and he has 2 wins. Second on the team in that category. He has an ERA of 0 flat as he has 0 earned runs this season. Just been dominating opposing teams. It's a 1-2 count. He's walked just 1 guy, and he struck out 16. Just unbelievable numbers for the Maverick from the University of Texas at Arlington. 1-2 is popped out of play opposite field. I brought up this quote a lot, but I think it really just holds true that when Frank Leo was talking about Wyatt Divis in an interview, was saying how having Wyatt is like having 2 elite players because he gets it done in the box, he gets it done on the mound, and he picks up strikeout number 17 through 11 and 3rd innings.
Now batting number 26, Brandon Nolte.
1 away, base is empty. Now to Brandon Nolte, 0 for 2 in the day with a flyout and a strikeout. Divis goes from his right hand, a heater with some smoke on it, called for a strike. Nolte struck out against Rose and then flew out to Jeminian to end the 4th. Outside off speed from Divis. 1-1. He has a slider, a changeup, and a fastball in his arsenal. All elite pitches that he uses to his advantage. He's allowed just 6 hits and just has been dominating. No earned runs and no runs in general. As not even errors have affected Wyatt. 2-1. This season he's thrown 101 strikes in just 40 balls. It's a hitter's count now for the 5-hole first baseman. He averages less than 4 pitches per batter faced. Great number. What you want out of your pitcher. He's made 21 outs on less than 3 pitches this season. This one lined to right field. Dylan Dreiling lunges at it, makes the catch in his right-handed glove.
Last call for the grill. Get your food while it's hot. Get your food right now.
So now to Cherokee LeBeau, 0 for 2 in the day with a ground out and a flyout.
Coming to the plate, the fully accessorized Cherokee LeBeau.
You could say that for a lot of guys on the Collegians that they're 0 for 2 because really only 2 guys on the team have a hit, and it's Mata and Arrivo. 2 away, bases empty in the bottom of the 7th. Larks up by 8 against Boulder. Inside is called for a strike. A nice location for Divis, painting that inside line. Divis has only walked 1 guy through 11 and 2/3 innings pitching. I mean, these numbers are just remarkable. You can see why Frank Leo, Keith Harper were so excited to get him back. 0-2. He starts about 70% of opponent at-bats with a first pitch strike. He's had 10 no-walk innings. He's bound to make it 11 here with 1 more strike. Righty versus righty. Divis goes from the stretch. A swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 of the inning, number 18 of the season for Divis. Dominating here again, this time against the Collegians. And the Collegians have 7 scoreless innings at the plate, just managing 2 hits and 1 walk. We move to the 8th. Larks up 8-0. Top of the 8th we go. Hitting for Corbin Trustlow is going to be Drew Burr. Onto the mound now is Sorensen for the Collegians. Now at third base is Mata, and moving into second base is Kyron Morris. 1-0 on Burr. Righty on the mound, and makes Drew Burr the switch hitter, going to the left-hander's batter's box. It's called strike one. 1-1. Larks fans, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us out. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. It was our goal last season. We got about halfway, a little over 500. We've hit over 100 just in this short season already. We're moving towards our goal of 1,000. Share with a friend. Help us reach that goal, and we can start monetizing the games. 3-1. Drew Burr this season at the plate picks up a walk, but that is walk number 4 this season. He has an OBP of 348, has 4 hits. Leadoff base runner for Hayes, and now we move to Palmer Hutchison. 1 for 4 on the day with a single and a run scored. 5-pitch walk and another ball. 5th of the inning for Sorensen as it's above the letters on Palmer Hutchison. One ball, no strikes. Runner on first, nobody out. Hutchison takes this one to opposite field. Going back is Arrivo. He jumps for it. It's going to be off the fence. Going to third base is Drew Burr, and Hutchison has a stand-up double. 2 in scoring position, nobody out. Larks leading the Collegians by 8 as we go to Cam Pearson. 10th hit of the day for Hayes. And it's another extra base hit. Stat sheet really filling up for Hayes as Pearson becomes the 6th guy to make a 4th plate appearance. Collegians have guys who only have 2. Pop up from Pearson on a pitch, and it's out number 1. A lot of zeros again for the Collegians. They've been held hitless since the 4th inning.
Kyron Morris from Walla Walla Community College.
12 straight. Collegians have been retired thanks to 3 from Rose, 6 of those from Munch, and then 3 from Divis in this last inning. Now to Dylan Dreiling, an outside pitch makes it 1-0. Dylan already has 2 RBIs thanks to that triple in the 6th, and he has 2 in scoring position. Pops one up over to the left side. Moving towards it is Mata. He gets called off by Labor, who runs into him, makes a snow cone catch for out number 2. Dylan is now 1 for 4 on the day with a walk, a triple, a pump up, a fly out, and a strikeout. A run scored and 2 RBIs. We move to Max McGuire, the catcher, with 2 in scoring position and 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Above the letters and outside, 1-0 on McGuire. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th, a walk in the 2nd, and a fly out and a pump up. 0 for 2 on the day. Swings at this one, cranks it foul over to the left side, 1-1. Due up for the Collegians will be Sorensen, Dinkola, and Blankenship. On deck for Hayes is Jace Armstrong, and the hole is Leo Geminian. Looks like Jace will replace Sean Cooper, the left fielder. Swing and a miss from Max McGuire and an off speed that dropped late, 1-2. 2 outs, 2 on, 1-2 count in the top of the 8th. Larks up by 8 against Boulder. 1-2 outside, 2-2. Again, I'd like to apologize for the strange view we have with our camera set up. I had a good view in the press box, got moved down here, and then had a good view, and then got moved again. McGuire protects the plate, and it stays at 2-2 for pitch number 6. Max this season hitting .333 with a .529 OBP, has 5 RBIs and has scored twice. He works his way into a full count, and we'll get a 7-pitch AB for the catcher from Nebraska. The payoff pitch, he fouls off, and we'll get an 8-pitch at bat. McGuire doing a nice job hanging in there. Full count, 2 outs. Hutchison at second base. And Drew Burr at third base. This one sent into center field. Moving back is Dincola. He makes the catch on the warning track for out number 3. Well hit ball from McGuire. It's made a out between the 345 and 388 signs here in Boulder. Larks leave 2 in scoring position. And doing damage control is Sorensen, as there was 2 in scoring position with no outs. We move to the bottom half of the inning. Larks up by 8. Bottom of the 8th we go here on Larks Network. Leading it off is number 9, Kobe Morris. His first look at Wyatt Divis after a 1-2-3 8th for Wyatt. 0-1 after a foul ball. The slide on the screen between innings said we wanted to thank our stream sponsors, and obviously want to thank them. None of what I'm doing would be possible without them. Huge thanks to them, but I also want to thank all of the fans watching tonight and that have stuck with us this road series. You dealt through some technical difficulties. Game ended early due to the rain. Those technical difficulties had to be frustrating, and a 3-game losing streak, but I want to thank all the fans for sticking with us. Boulder was broadcasting their game tonight, and I was looking at their numbers versus ours, as it's a ground ball to Pearson that he can't field. It's an E6, and a leadoff base runner for the Collegians. But going back to that, I was looking at their numbers versus our numbers tonight, and at any given time tonight, any inning, we had at least, if not over, triple their viewers. And I think that just bodes well to
Joe Ngaro from Southwestern College. He is a freshman.
And I think that just speaks well about the community of Hayes and the support we have as a Larks. And, I'm looking around at the stands here, and it's not even 25% of what we get at Larks Park. And I think we have something really special in Hayes. And I'm really glad to be a part of this organization. I talked to Brady Rose's dad today, and he said, could already tell that Hayes is special. I know he's coming up to a game, but, the players, their parents know, and the players enjoy being there. There's just something going great in Hayes, and a lot of that is owed to Frank Leo in his 38th season. I mean, don't want to think about where the Larks program would be without him. Getting out sponsors, recruiting players, contributing a lot to the success. He's in his 38th season with the Larks, and it's been a lot of winning seasons. He's been to the NBC Finals handful of times. I think it's 5 times. He's a Kansas Sports Hall of Fame coach, NBC Hall of Fame coach. And it's a 2-1 count from Divis. And yes, the Larks have been to the NBC World Series Finals 5 times. They've had 14 top 5 finishes. Have guys such as Albert Pujols, Lance Berkman, Jack Wilson, B.J. Ryan, Jace Tingler all go through the organization. And this is their first year in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, looking to continue the legacy of the Hayes program. Strike called against Joe Ungaro. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on first with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Two-two delivery from Divis from the stretch, a swing and a miss. Divis's 3rd strikeout in 1 1/3 innings.
Catcher number 3, Hunter Pierce. Give it up for Hunter, number 3.
Now to Hunter Pierce
Hunter
making
works
his
the night shift at the Amazon Distribution Center.
now to his first plate appearance of the day, replacing Doug Blankenship behind the dish. 3rd new guy making a pinch hit appearance for the Collegians this inning. This one low in the dirt. Divis shrugs it off. 1-0. That was the first base runner off that air from Pearson that the Collegians have had since the bottom of the 4th with nobody out. Just Rose, Munch, and Divis dominating. So after some defensive adjustments, it's Jace Armstrong in left, Jiminian in center, Dylan Dreiling in right field, Drew Burr at first base, Grant Long at second, Hutch at third, Pearson at shortstop, McGuire still behind the dish, and Divis gets a strike past Pierce. Baseball fans of all teams alike, make sure you follow the Larks on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Stay up to date with all things Larks baseball and Rocky Mountain Baseball League this season. 2-2 is the count here with 1 away and a runner on first in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Divis shakes off McGuire, both Hutchison Blue Dragon alumni. And Divis will go from the stretch. Fires a fastball that's popped out of play backwards. We'll stay at 2-2. Due up for the Larks in the 9th will be Jace Armstrong, Jiminian, and Lung. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 6 of the AB. Divis delivers. It's ground to Pearson, who eats it. Tosses it underhand to Lung. Over to Drew Burr at first base. Almost said Trustlow. Drew Burr makes the catch. It's a 6-4-3 double play to end the 8th inning. We head to the 9th. Larks up by 8 on Larks Network. Top of the ninth we go. Leading off is Jace Armstrong. His first look at Sorensen this season. It's a 1-0 count on the outfielder from Fort Hays State University. Swings at this one, pops it out of the play, 1-1. Jace has appeared in now 7 games. This is just his 5th plate appearance. He has scored 4 times after running for Max McGuire and Jacob Wyeth. Has drawn 1 walk and has struck out twice. 2-1 is the count on Jace Armstrong, one of 5 guys on this team who played for Frank Leo and Keith Harper at Hays High. Hitters count now for Jace. On deck is Leo Jiminian. In the hole is Grant Lung. Boulder will be down to their final 3 outs in the bottom half of this inning. It's a 5-pitch walk for Jace Armstrong. Leadoff base runner for the Larks. Leo Jiminian on the day, 1 for 3 with 2 walks, a single, a run scored. Jace has speed on the base paths, and Leo does too at the plate. Outside delivery to Jiminian makes it a 1-0 count. Larks have 10 hits. They have drawn a walk in every single inning but the 6. 9 walks versus the Collegians, who have only drawn 1 walk, and that was to start off the bottom of the first. So Larks have only allowed 1 walk in the past 2 days. Just great pitching for Ryan Reuter, Zach Furniture, and then today, Wyatt Divis, Trevor Munch, and Brady Rose. 2-1 count, and we go to Jiminian, who swings and misses under this one, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner on first, and the delivery to Jiminian runs outside on a breaking ball. It's a full count. On deck is Grant Lung. In the hole, Wyatt Divis. This is Leo's 6th plate appearance today. Inside pitch is back-to-back walks for Sorensen. 2 on with nobody out in the 9th. Armstrong to second base, Jiminian at first base, Lung to the box. Grant Lung on the day, 1 for 4 with a fly out of strikeouts, a ground out, a walk, and a single. He's one of only 3 guys in today's starting lineup that hasn't scored a run, and he's one of 2 guys without a run or an RBI. 0-1 on the Cougar, who's been having a great season, and he grounds one over to the right side. I think he's going to add an RBI to that total, if not 2, as Jace Armstrong is sent home, and Leo Jiminian is held up at third base, and now Lung has an RBI and a stand-up double. Nicely plays ball, and it scores Armstrong for the 5th time this season.
Number 16, Wyatt Divis. 16.
Now to Leo Jiminian at third base, Lung at second. Divis at the plate. Larks up 9-0. First time they've scored since the 6th inning. Divis, a righty on the bump, lefty in the box, takes strike 1 looking. On the day, he has 2 walks, and he's 0 for 3 with a run scored. Grant just picked up his 8th RBI this season, and Divis grounds one into right field. Diving forward is Morris, and it's an RBI single for Wyatt Divis. That is his first RBI of the day. He also scored a run. Scoring is Jiminian for the 2nd time.
Now batting number 12, Drew Burr from St. Louis University.
Now the Larks are up by 10. We move to Drew Burr with runners on the corners with nobody out. Looking down at my score sheets, Larks, their stats filled with plenty of blue ink, with a lot of at-bats for the Collegians, a lot of zeros and a very blank sheet, and it's an RBI base hit for Drew Burr. 3 straight hits after back-to-back walks, and the Larks are up 11-0 with 2 on and nobody out, and they're up by 11 in the 9th.
In right field by Johnny Sukor, number 17, from Willamette University.
Drew Burr now has 5 RBIs this season, and scoring was Grant Lung for the first time tonight. He has an RBI and a run scored in this inning. 0-1 on Palmer Hutchison. 1 for 5 on the day with 2 strikeouts, 2 pop-ups, and a single, and a run scored.
Now hitting for the Larks,
1-1.
Palmer Hutchison.
Grant just scored his 15th run this season. He leads the team. In second place is Wyatt Divis, who has 13. Swing and a miss makes it a 1-2 count to Hutchison. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was the 13th hit for the Larks from Drew Burr, and it moved somebody to second base, and it's not Wyatt Divis, it is Ryan Reuter at second base, so I wonder if we'll see him for the 9th, or if they're just using him for a courtesy runner for fun since they have a lead. Full count now on Palmer. Second time we've seen a pitcher only run the bases for Hayes this road series. We saw Munch at first base the other day, and it's a walk for Palmer Hutchison. 3rd walk of the inning for Sorensen. The bases are loaded with nobody out in the top of the 9th. Ryan Reeder at third base, Drew Burr at second, and Hutchison at first. Outside to Pearson on a fastball, 1-0. Cam is the 7th batter of the inning for Hayes, and there's still no outs. 2-0. Popped out of play, 2-1. Sorensen, this is his first appearance on the mound this season. 2-1, nobody out, bases loaded at the eyes of Pearson over the dish. Hitters count now for the guy who had a 2-run shot in the 3rd inning. (3-1), he sends it left field cranked. It's going back, and moving back is Arrivo, and they're going to say it's in fair territory, a grand slam for Cameron Pearson. His 2nd home run of the day. He now has 2 on the season. He clears the bases for the 2nd time tonight, and he puts the Larks up 15-0. That one was cranked to left field just like his other one. This one farther left, and he sends home Ryan Reuter, Drew Burr, and Palmer Hutchison on the grand slam. Larks had just 1 grand slam last year. It was off the bat of Wyatt Divis. They scored 7 now in this inning with no outs, and we're going to get a new pitching change for the Boulder Collegians in the top of the 9th. We'll continue the top of the ninth here on Larks Network. At the plate now is Dylan Dreiling. Larks have 7 runs here. Cam Pearson just cleared the bases with one swing of the bat, drove in 4 runs, made it a 15-0 ball game. 1-0 on the outfielder. Dylan on the day has a walk and a triple, 2 RBIs and a run scored. Pearson came into this game with 9 runs scored. He now has 13. And he came in with 2 RBIs. He now has 8. 6 RBIs and 4 runs scored. Dylan Dreiling gets a ground ball into right field. One right fielder grounds to the other right fielder for a single. Dylan, the 8th hitter this inning, and he is the 8th guy to get aboard. Now to Max McGuire. The Larks have batted around, and there's still nobody out in the ninth. McGuire on the day, a sacrifice bunt, a walk, but he's 0 for 3. Ongaro on the mound, and McGuire cranks one over the left side, and it's going to be off the net. 0-1. This is Joe Ongaro's first appearance on the mound this season for the Collegians. They're just throwing guys out there, rest their pitchers' arms, since they have no shot at coming back. Outside, 1-1. So after a 3-game losing streak, the Larks bounced back yesterday with a huge win over the Pirates, and now they have a 15-0 lead in the ninth against the Collegians. And Max McGuire sends one to left center field, moving back as a revo, and it's going to be a home run for Max McGuire, the second of the inning for the Larks, and now every single Lark has either driven in a run or scored a run. Dreiling comes and touches home for the second time tonight. Max McGuire has his first home run of the season, and it's a 17-0 ball game. 9th run scored of the inning for the Larks. Larks is dominating here against some position players on the mound. 4th home run of the game for Hayes, second of this inning. 2 from Cam Pearson, 1 from Max McGuire. 16th hit for Hayes. Now at the plate now is Jace Armstrong, and it's a 1-0 count. Jace Armstrong at the dish had a walk to start off this inning. 1-1. Base is empty, still nobody out in the ninth. Larks have batted around. This is Jace's second plate appearance of the inning. Fouls one over to the right side, out of play, 1-2. If you just now tuned into the game, you might think our scoreboard is incorrect, but Larks indeed have a 17-run lead against the Collegians. And to think they came to this game tied in the standings might surprise some people. Collegians have played more games. They're 12-9. Larks 7-4. Had just some unfortunate games and some unfortunate innings this series on the road that have made them lose 3 straight. They won yesterday, looking to go on a 2-game winning streak here today. This is a big game early as they were tied in the standings. Larks will move up, Collegians will move down. Ongaro shakes off a sign from his catcher and delivers to Armstrong, and it's now a 2-2 count after several foul balls. 16 hits for the Larks, just 2 for Boulder. Larks have tripled what Boulder had in hits the whole game just in this inning. Full count now to Jace Armstrong. One error for Hayes, none for Boulder. The payoff pitch to Armstrong at the eye level over outside, and it is Jace's second walk this inning. Still nobody out, a runner on first.
Number 8.
So now to Leo Jemenian, who also walked in this inning. He has 3 walks this game, a single, a strike, and a flyout. His 7th plate appearance today. Larks up 17-0. Delivery to Jemenian outside and high, 1-0. Still no outs in the ninth. Larks have scored 9. Came to this inning leading 8-0. And a no-out massacre has made it a 17-0 game. Leo fouls an off-speed pitch back at the backstop. 1-1. A long top of the ninth it's been. Imagine Divis probably might be done, as we saw Ryan Reuter out there, but Ryan Reuter wasn't running or wasn't warming up, so it's probably a courtesy runner, but that's still a long time to go from pitching and from 1 inning in the 8th to the 9th for Wyatt Divis. But if anybody can bounce back, it's definitely Divis. 2-2 now on Leo Geminian. Runner on first, nobody out. Righty versus righty, delivery to Geminian, runs outside. A full count on the center fielder from Clarendon College. Fans making their way to their cars, leaving here in the 9th. The payoff pitch, Leo sends to left field. Arrivo moves under it at the warning track and makes the catch for the first out this inning. So after 11 batters, the Collegians finally have their first out after allowing 9 runs here in the 9th. Runner on first, 1 away. Larks up 17-0 in the top of the 9th. Now to Grant Lung, who is 2 for 5 on the day with a single, a double, and a ground out, a strikeout, a flyout, and a walk. A run scored and an RBI. His first look at Ongaro today. A 0-1 delivery above his head, 1-1. The 1-1 delivery, he pumps over the left side, out of play over the dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the 9th. On deck is indeed Wyatt Divis, in the hole, Drew Burr. The umpire gives Ongaro the sign, and the 1-2 delivery to Lung. He pops back, protecting the plate on one he might have laid off earlier in the count. We'll stay at 1-2 for the 5th pitch of the at-bat. 1-2 count with 1 away here in the top of the 9th. Jace Armstrong at first, and Lung sends this one to right field. Moving back is Roy Ball. It's going to be a 2-run shot for Grant Lung. He is now just a triple shy of the cycle. And with the way things are going, who knows? He might get another shot at it this inning. It's a 2-run shot, sending home Armstrong for the 2nd time today in this inning. He now has 6 runs scored on the season. Grant Lung has RBI number 2 and run scored number 2, clearing the bases, making it 11 runs in just this inning for the Larks. They're up 19-0. And we're going to get a call to the bullpen. It's a day for Ongaro after 1 out. And Grant Lung has a 2-run shot for him on the season. That is RBI's number 9 and 10. He actually has 3 RBIs today, and that's his 2nd run scored. He has 16 on the season. And we're going to take a quick pause while we get a new pitcher for the Collegians. Larks leading 19-0 here in the top of the 9th with only 1 away in the 11-run inning, and Grant Lung was the 13th batter.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog, burger,
the Larks Network.
We'll continue the top of the ninth. Wyatt Davis is the 13th batter of the inning. There's only one out after that two-run shot from Grant Lung to right field. New pitcher into the game is Cherokee LeBeau, who started out the game at shortstop. He has an 0-1 count on Davis, who singled here in the ninth. He has an RBI and a run scored. Strike two called on Davis. Here in the top of the ninth, one away. It's been a 11-run inning. Larks lead 19-0 with the bases empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Davis. Off speed, high and outside, 2-2. LeBeau making his first appearance on the mound this season for the Collegians. Davis takes one outside. He works his way into a full count after being down 0-2. On deck is Drew Burr. In the hole is Palmer Hutchison. 19-run lead for Hayes. Davis sends one on a liner to right field. Roy Ball lets it drop in front of it. Second single of the inning for Wyatt Davis. And there's still one away, and we move to the 14th hitter of the inning, to Drew Burr. I'm running out of stuff to talk about here as we are at hitter number 14 of the ninth. Larks scoring 11. Drew Burr at the plate now. Singled earlier in this inning, walked in the 8th. Ball gets by the catcher, and Ryan Reuter gets to second base. He's in scoring position, running for Wyatt Davis. $19-0 lead for Hayes. Drew Burr takes a outside delivery, 2-0. One away, Reuter on second base. Inside, 3-0 to the switch hitter from Austin, Indiana. So 3 straight guys for the Collegians making their first appearance on the mound. Just pitch and position players, since they have no hope in this one. 3-1 hitters count to the utility guy out of St. Louis University, headed to Louisville, Kentucky this fall. 5-pitch walk for Drew Burr, his second of the game. 15th hitter of the inning coming to the plate. It is Palmer Hutchison, as Pearson makes his way to deck. Dylan Drowling in the hole. 2 on, 1 out, top of the ninth. Larks leading 19-0. This one lined at Palmer Hutchison's head. He ducks out of the way, 1-0. Larks sporting their gray road pants, red jerseys, blue lettering, white trimming. Third time wearing this uni combo this road series. 1-1 on Hutchison. Boulder, white pants, red socks, powder blue jerseys with dark blue sleeves, red lettering with white numbers. 2 balls, 1 strike on the Blue Devil third baseman. Larks have scored 11 runs this inning, and it's a hitter's count now for Hutch. Hutchison popped up, struck out, and then singled, had a pop-up and a walk. Now this is his second plate appearance, his second walk of the inning. Back-to-back walks for the Larks put the bases loaded with only 1 away. And now we move to Cam Pearson, who had a grand slam in his first at-bat of the inning. He's getting his second one here. If this doesn't scream Summer League baseball right here, I'm not sure what does. Bases loaded, delivery to him is at his feet, 1-0. Pearson, the 16th hitter for Hayes this inning. He grounds one to the third baseman, who tags the bag, and no throw across the diamond. Larks get another one. Scoring is Ryan Reuter, showing off those wheels. And Drew Burr is out at third base. Pearson at first. Hutchison at second. Larks lead 20-0. 2 away. Now to hitter number 17 of the inning. Harrison reaches on a fielder's choice. He has 6 RBIs, and that now becomes 7 RBIs. He scored 4 times himself. It's Dylan Dreiling at the dish, 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. He has a single and a triple. Grounded softly at Morris, and they'll throw to first base for out number 3 finally. Dylan Dreiling, the 17th hitter of the inning. They were only one batter after him away from batting around twice. They get 12 in the 9th. We move to the bottom half of the inning. Larks up 20-0. Bottom of the 9th we go finally, and leading it off will be number 17, Johnny Sukor. Wyatt Divis returns to the rubber, throws a heater for call strike 1. That one had some velocity on it right down the pipe. Larks had 12 in the top of this inning. They're leading by 20. It would take multiple miracles for the Collegians to come back, and Divis has 2 quick strikes at the top of the order. Just all around a dominant game. Larks obviously put up 20. I mean, that speaks for itself on 16 hits. Again, speaks for itself. But then at the defensively, it's also a strikeout to start the bottom of the 9th. Defensively, they've only allowed 2 hits and 1 walk combined. Those hits and walks were off of Brady Rose, and then Munch and Divis come in relief, continuing that success. It's been 16 outs since the Collegians have had a hit. That was in the bottom of the 4th. The first guy leading off was Nick Arrivo, who started with a single, and since then, the lights have been out. Strike 1 called at number 27, who is not on my roster. 0-1, that's 21, which is Kyron Morris, the second baseman. He whiffs at Divis' fastball. He's down the count 0-2, 5 straight strikes from Wyatt Divis. Outside, this one close, a tough one to lay off. 1-2.
Kyron Morris, number 21.
Base is empty in the bottom of the 9th, 1 away. Kyron Morris digs in left-hander's batter's box versus the righty Divis. 1-2, check swing. He went, and it is back-to-back strikeouts for Wyatt Divis.
Number 13, the left fielder, Nick Arrivo.
Now to Nick Arrivo. The left fielder, he was the last guy to get a hit. He's 1 for 3 on the day. In the meantime, for multiple guys on the Larks roster, they have 7 plate appearances. And he's just now getting his 4th. And there's some guys who will finish the day with just 3. 2 away, 1-0 count. And it's a 1-1 count after a slider from Divis. Another slider, this one found at the backstop, dropping low, and Arrivo had to adjust late, fouls it back off the top of his bat, 1-2. Divis 1 strike away from striking out the side, just 2 balls away from an immaculate inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away in the bottom of the 9th. Base is empty. Larks up 20-0. fastball from Divis, one of the fastest I've seen from any team this season, misses low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in the bottom of the ninth. Divis delivers a slider that drops low. It's a full count. We'll get the payoff pitch from Wyatt Divis. Gives a nod to Max McGuire. Goes from the stretch. The fastball is grounded up the middle. Makes the play on the hop as Grant Lung throws to Drew Burr at first base, who digs it. And that is out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for the Larks in the ninth against the Collegians. And now after that, it's been 18 outs since the Collegians have had a hit. And that ends the game. Larks win 20-0 in 9 innings thanks to a 12-run ninth inning. Cam Pearson probably has to get player of the game with no doubt. So he has 4 runs scored, has driven in 7 today. Larks dominate the Collegians. Allowing only 2 hits and 1 walk. Larks get 16 hits and 20 runs off of the Collegians. They win it here 20-0. That ends the 6-game road series. We'll head back to Hayes. Larks will get tomorrow and Tuesday off and then have 3 straight games against the Collegians at Larks Park on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A 2-game series against the Sox for a 5-game home stretch. They'll get a day off and be back at Larks Park for another 2 games. So this is game 1 of a 4-game series against the Collegians. 3 of those will be at Larks Park starting Wednesday. But for now, from Colorado, this is game 6 of the 6-game road trip. Larks split the road series 3-3 between the Sox, Rough Riders, Pirates, and now the Collegians. They win it here 20-0, and that will send us back to Hayes. Larks move on the season 8-4. They're now a 1-game back against the Cougars. Collegians fall to 12-10. Larks are now on a 2-game winning streak. They win 20-0. This has been Carson Ackerman on the call. You've been tuned into the Larks Network. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, and have a good night.